last impostor will be worse than the first.
Pilate said to them,
The guard is yours. Go, secure it as best you can.
So they went and secured the tomb by fixing a seal to a stone and setting the guard. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Please be seated. Once again, good morning.
Good morning, Father.
Today we begin the beginning of the Holy Week. Therefore, I have chosen the long form of the Gospel, because as we begin the Holy Week, it is very important to understand how Jesus entered Jerusalem, how Jesus suffered, and how Jesus accepted the cross and died on the cross. So therefore it is very meaningful to hear the Passion story. So this Sunday we call with the two names, the Palm Sunday and the Passion Sunday, the Passion of our Lord Jesus Christ. And so today, for our reflection, I would like to discuss with you, explain to you about one of the disciples called Judas Iscariot, the one who betrayed Jesus. The one who betrayed Jesus. And so the theme for today, I would call it like this: I have sinned. I have sinned because of the innocent blood. I have sinned. So these are the words of the Judas Iscariot. You know what happened was, remember that he was one of the 12 disciples. So we cannot just discard him. He was one of the 12 disciples. What does it mean? He was called by Jesus, and he was with Jesus for 3 years. So he has seen Jesus speaking in parables, not telling the stories. He has seen Jesus performing miracles. So he was one of the 12 disciples. So he has seen Jesus directly, heard Jesus directly. But then something happened towards the end. Maybe we can say that he was greedy. Maybe we can say that he was possessed by the devil, the evil. Maybe he did not understand the meaning of being a disciple of Jesus. So what happened was that, according to the gospel that we heard, he betrayed Jesus. He has betrayed Jesus. The meaning of betrayal is someone has a trust, Someone trusted you and you have not kept that trust. So someone believed, but you have not believed. You have done the opposite. So that is what we call it as a betrayal, right? So someone trusted you or believed you, has faith in you, but you have done just the opposite. So Judas Iscariot betrayed this trust, betrayed this faith, betrayed this belief in Jesus. So he has done just the opposite. And so he has sold Jesus for 30 silver coins. So we have heard in today's gospel. And then, what happened was that he has realized his mistake, but it was too late. He has realized his mistake. So he said, I have betrayed the innocent blood. I have betrayed. So I have sinned. So this is what he said. And then the gospel says that he went and hanged himself. So he died. He died. Why I am giving you Judas Iscariot for your reflection today? Because even though he was one of the 12 disciples, even though he has seen Jesus physically, he heard Jesus, and he has seen the miracles that Jesus was performing. So what was the central theme or the main point of Jesus' teaching? He said, I have come for the sinners. So Jesus said very clearly, no, those who are healthy do not need a doctor, but those who are sick need a doctor. So the saints do not need God, but the sinners need God. So Jesus said, I have come, so that they can change their lives. So I have come for the sinners. This is the central, we can say that the teaching of Jesus, the main theme. I have come for the sinners. So even though Judas Iscariot was 3 years with him, with the other disciples, with the community, he never understood the meaning of forgiveness. He never understood the meaning of why Jesus came. So what was the sin of Judas Iscariot? It was not that he betrayed Jesus. No, that was not the sin. Even though he betrayed, that was not the sin. It was not the money. It was not the devil. But then he never understood why Jesus has come. He never understood the meaning of forgiveness. He never understood the meaning of love. He never understood the meaning of mercy, kindness from Jesus. So if he had come back to Jesus and said that I have sinned, that would have been a great disciple. But then he understood that he made a mistake and he never came back. He never came back to God, who was willing to forgive, who was willing to accept. Because Jesus said, I have come for the sinners, very clearly. So this we can say that this was the sin of Judas. This was the mistake of Judas, because he never came back. He never came back. He never understood the meaning of forgiveness. He never understood the love of God. So he decided about his life and he decided about himself. So it is not just a question of realizing the mistake. So Judas realized the mistake. He said that he has betrayed, but then he stopped there. He never came back. He never came back to God. He never came back to Jesus. So that was the sin of Judas Iscariot. Why I am talking about Judas Iscariot? Because many times we are like Judas. We may not literally betray God in our lives. But then there are different forms and types of betrayal, right? There are different. So somebody has trusted, but we did not keep that trust. Somebody has a faith in you, and you did not keep that faith. We also make so many mistakes. We have so many mistakes. We are all sinners. We make so many sins and so on. So what we have to learn today is that let us not be afraid to come back to God. Otherwise, we are like Judas. And we are repeating the sin of Judas again and again. So let us not be afraid of coming back to God. So let us understand the real meaning of forgiveness. So let us be willing, no? What is the meaning of do not be afraid to come back to God? That means you have realized and you are willing to change your life. So that is very important. So let us not be afraid to come back to God, and let us be always willing to change our life, because the life is very precious and nobody is perfect. And so even if we have committed so many sins, even if we have committed so many mistakes, even if we have betrayed, left God, did so many bad things, if you are willing to change your life, remember, Jesus is always there. Jesus is always there. So let us be willing, because the life is very precious. Life is beautiful, life is very precious, and let us be willing to change our life. That means we have understood the forgiveness, love of God. Otherwise, we will repeat again and again the same sin of Judas. He realized, but he never came back. He realized, but he was not willing to change and come back and start a new life. So let us realize our sinful life, and let us not be afraid to come back to God, and let us be willing to change our life. Then we can become a real disciple. God bless you.